We good?
Yay. Yep, I see it. I see us.
It's
We are live.
we're alive. We're alive in multiple places at once. That's always a good thing.
I know, right?
So Sue, let's dive in. I know it's mid-afternoon here. It's relatively early there where you're at in Arizona, and since more weather, we're encroaching those fall winter weather.
The pumpkin spice, I want to be in my yoga pants weather.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? I was never really a pumpkin spice kind of person, but I do feed into the whole nostalgia of it because I love when fall hits. Yeah,
I
the
am
weather.
not either.
Yeah.
And however, I know I'm going on a segue, but I did have a pumpkin spice cold foam on my espresso, and it was actually pretty good. So
All right, we're gonna have to try that. I was watching some. I'm a Pinterest junkie, so I love Pinterest, and there's tons of great recipes out there. Well, let's dive in because I know you and I were having a great conversation the other day, and we decided, like, you know what? Why not do this live on Facebook? Let's start sharing with your friends and in your audience as well as mine, just some of the things that we learn on a daily basis and that we're exposed to, some of the testing. And I'm so grateful for those of you who are watching. I'd love to introduce Sue Kostyk. She and I have become friends over the past many months. We actually have been with several of the same companies together, and our paths hadn't crossed until this past year. And I'm just so incredibly blessed to have her in my corner. She has been consulting with me on many of my integrative health clients, lab tests, and you've been doing this for a few years now, Sue. And I just have to say, like, I just am so grateful to you and so constantly impressed by just the sponge of knowledge that you have absorbed. Myself having been in the supplement and wellness and weight loss space for about 13 years now, and in fitness, really, I just, what a whole new world has opened up for me over the course of the past year. And wow, I would love for you to share for a little bit too, because I'm so inspired by your story and how this journey brought you to where you're at.
Well, Dawn, thank you. First of all, it's been so fun getting to know you. And, we have kind of been in the same space for a little while. And, thank God that David and Angelique did that thing in Dallas in October, and we got to really get to know each other. So I started out on this journey really about 12 years ago. And my daughter, who was 5 at the time, was diagnosed with leukemia. And it was just a huge, screeching halt to life. Yeah. And I'm not going to go into any gory details, but it's a long treatment. It's 3 years. It's steroids. It's chemotherapy. It's spinal taps. And what we found was at the end of her journey, when she was finally done and in remission, her body just started breaking down because of the toxicity of what actually saved her life. So while, a lot of people say, well, you just don't like medicine. I say, no, conventional medicine saved my daughter's life. I am not anti-medicine, but we have to approach our health with a balance. And so I found integrative health because a lot of her systems were not operating. Her metabolism, her hormones, her digestive system, everything was just breaking down. And the doctors wanted to put her on more medication, and I wanted to find a better way. So in that whole time, I found integrative health. I found ways to balance her body naturally, to get her different systems working. She's now 17. It's taken years, because think about 3 years of wreaking havoc. But at the same time, I gained 30 pounds. My blood pressure was sky high. I was pre-diabetic. I mean, my chart said obese. It was, very shocking. So I did this for myself as well, because I didn't want to go on medication. I knew that there were certain things that I could do that would help myself as well. So I really kind of started this journey just for me and my daughter. And it just kind of became a passion. And I left corporate America about 4 years ago and never looked back. So this is where I am. And I am a forever student. I have 2 certifications in integrative health. I have almost another certification in high performance health, which is about longevity. So I'm just keep going. Oh.
I do too. It was funny because I remember when Larry said to me several years ago, well, you should become a personal trainer. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, why would I do that? But then I was fascinated, and got a certificate in generalized nutrition, right? And then I was certified in sports nutrition. And then now I have the 2 integrative health. And all of a sudden I'm like, what can I do next?
Oh,
Fascinated to learn, because I think the more we learn, the more we can help.
exactly. And it's so crucial. And I'd like to also introduce you to my audience as well, because, everyone in both of our audiences is going to see us. They're going to go, who is this girl she's talking to? And this is Dawn Plotz. And she is also, as she's been saying, she's gone through the certifications. We have a passion to help people and just share this knowledge, because you don't know what you don't know. And one of the things that I have found, in the more that I learn, the more I assume that people know. And that's the biggest mistake that we can make. And so I think that's why doing this together is huge. We're going to just teach people.
And I had no clue. 13 years ago now, I was diagnosed with Epstein-Barr. And I was like, well, what is this? This is after a hospital stint and 6 months of testing. And I think that was my eye-opening moment. Like, wait a second. So what do you give me for this? My
Right.
natural tendency was what most, it's that pill for every ill, right? And I'm like, and the doctor's like, this is a neurologist by this point, and he's like, diet and exercise, plus my cholesterol was over 300. And, it was like, you're having this moment and you're going, okay, wait a second. This is not how I want to live life, right?
Mm.
And so I realized I had that, like, it was that tipping point right there that I needed to do better and I needed to learn more. And the people that I come across now on a daily basis, especially as we age, our age group, and now we can't claim to treat, cure, or diagnose disease, right?
We do not.
Integrative practitioners. So our focus is finding the root cause of why the symptoms exist and help the body to rebalance, right? But as the labs are crossing my desk this week, this toxicity conversation was so apropos because, I have several clients that are young, 9 years old, 11 years old, another 10-year-old. And I'm looking at these reports, and there's lead toxicity and aluminum toxicity. I have one client, she's young, and she has mercury, and she also has arsenic. And I'm like, what is going on? And so as you and I were kind of looking at these labs together, I said, this is such a real, tangible conversation. People need to be really aware of, and I think people do their best, right? Everybody does their best based on their knowledge and exposure. When Luke was diagnosed 18 years ago as an asthmatic, my son, I did my best. I changed products in my household and stuff like that, but I still had no idea. I mean, I'm still learning about the things that we're exposed to.
Yeah.
So I think, what we can do is let's talk about, because I know that there's been some eye openers for me, like those hidden toxins that people really aren't aware about, that they're exposed to on a daily basis.
Right.
And then, how is it affecting them, right? So what are the ones that you're seeing most commonly?
Well, I'm with you. I mean, when we do one of those heavy metal lab tests, which we do have one that tests all of your minerals and the heavy metals and also some minor metals. And the ones that I see every single time, I mean, it's like there is nobody that doesn't have this, is aluminum, lead, and mercury. And I haven't really had this with children. I don't work a lot with children. I mean, I did with my own daughter. And of course, because of her treatment, she was very high in heavy metals. And so that actually makes a lot of sense because of the treatment that she went into. But when we talk about our children and environments that they're in, they're in schools, that maybe if it's an old school building, you're going to have, different types of things that are lingering. You're going to have mold, you're going to have arsenic. If they have, the popcorn ceilings, there's a lot of hidden stuff in there. And, our water sources are, if you are brushing your teeth with unfiltered water, you're brushing your teeth also with lead, mercury, fluoride, chlorine. I mean, all of those things are in our drinking water. Now, I know everybody has, either the filtered drinking water or they have the reverse osmosis, but many people do not have anything on their bathroom sinks or their showers. And so these are a couple of really easy ways that you can kind of filter those things out, is to get some good filters for your bathrooms. Your mouth, the minute you put something in it, it's like completely absorbed within nanoseconds. So, and then when you're in the shower, the minute that you get the water on your skin, it is absorbed within seconds of being on your skin. So, and it's, we're finding that a lot of household cleaners, and even, gosh, kids love to color and they love to, use the markers and stuff. And there's a lot of inhalant that goes on with those markers. So kids are also inhaling some of those toxins. So when you're talking about children, there's just a plethora of areas that you can really go into to help remove some of those toxicities. I think I was sharing with you when we were speaking before that they take the umbilical cord blood from newborns, and there's already over 150 toxins in their umbilical cord blood, which is just beyond thinking. But when you think about it, the mom is exposed, so it goes right into the bloodstream. So
one of the things that probably blew me away the most was learning about the flame retardants and the law that had been passed back in, because I've had a lot of conversations like, why our age group, like why are numbers through the roof? Why is breast cancer up 400%, right? Why are, I think, and I can't remember, I was talking to another friend earlier today, but children that are being diagnosed on the spectrum, with autism or ADD and ADHD, and those numbers are just compounding. And one of the things that I had been looking at specifically was like all of the things that we're constantly exposed to for the span of the past 40 years, right? California passed a law back in 1975, with the flame retardants. And I mean, that's everything. That's our carpet, that's our furniture, that's baby mattresses, it was baby clothes. I mean, and 26 seconds, anything that you're wearing. This is why, like, I don't even wash my clothes with anything other than something that is completely clean, because I'm absorbing it through my skin. And they really didn't change those laws until 2014, 2015, as far as the flame retardancy. And so you have 40 years worth of all these products, like all the furniture you sit on, like all these textile products that are in your home, and even clothes, that have this flame retardancy on them, and that we've been absorbing. And now where's all that stuff now? It's in landfills, and it's seeping into our soil and our water and things like that. And
well, it never ceases to amaze me. And I say this, I am just amazed that we're all alive. So, not only the bad things that we did when we were growing up, but,
right. The voluntary things
that alone. But it just goes to show you how amazing our body is.
And that's not even talking about the food. And
no, we haven't even gotten there.
We haven't even touched the food.
Another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about the food another day. I'm just going to make sure there's no questions. If you have questions, or if you want to talk more about this, or if you're curious, like what kind of tests? I mean, Sue, let's talk for a moment really quick, like common symptoms. So common symptoms, especially when it comes to toxicity. I know, like anxiety, hyperactivity, right? Depression, mood related, neurological related things. So if somebody presents to me and has symptoms in that arena, more often than not, we're looking at the heavy metals test, or we're looking at organic acids test to look at metabolites and
Right.
how everything is working in the body. What are some of the most common symptoms that you see, like sleep? What else are you seeing most?
Yeah, there's a lot. Sleep is affected a lot. Joint pain. I
Yeah.
have a couple clients that actually they had such severe joint pain, and the minute we started removing the heavy metals, it went away. Rashes, allergies.
Allergies, yeah.
Allergies are a big one, and I don't think people realize that, we become a society that is just getting so used to ailments. It's like I hate when people say, "Oh, that's just because you're getting older." It's like, no, it's not.
No,
It's
it doesn't
because
have to be.
it's because as you age, everything that you've done previously is now coming out. So, but it is, a lot of allergies happen because of heavy metal toxicity. And skin rashes, I think we said. There's really a whole list. And it's not just, a lot of times we go directly to the gut and say, okay, we need to fix your gut.
Right.
And that's true. But I think we forget about the heavy metals. I think we forget about, minerals not being in balance because of the heavy metal pull on your system. So,
Yeah, just, I mean, and it could be everything. I just had another client, really high toxicity, so you don't realize, like you said, the pull on like zinc or things. So, and I think that was another, over the past couple of years, I noticed it. People are kind of just grasping for straws.
mhm.
They're not feeling well, or they heard. I had somebody say to me like recently on a discovery call, and I know we both do discovery calls, and we hear the stories are just amazing, but they're taking all of these products and they don't know why, because somebody told them it was good. And you and I have both been in that
Oh
space.
yeah, for sure.
And and we've always been attracted to really, really good products. And so it was not for, it was having noble intentions and wanting people to really use good products if they're seeking, I'd rather don't buy supplements on the grocery store shelf, whatever you do.
Costco supplement. You're not supposed to buy supplements at Costco.
No, please don't. But that's why we've been in the space we've been
Right.
in, because we understand the purity and there's no preservatives, there's no fillers, because even though you think you're buying something good for yourself, the ramification of all of the other components that are being processed in that product are actually wreaking more havoc than.
Well, it's adding to the toxicity, because when we think about it, the whole idea of supplementation is to take the pressure off of your liver.
Yep.
So that your liver can do its job. And so if you're taking a supplement that has weird stuff in it that you can't even pronounce,
right,
that is actually making your liver work harder. So you may as well not even take a supplement, because it's not doing anything. It's actually adding to the toxic load, because your liver's got to all of a sudden stop doing what it's doing, figure out what to do with this toxin, so
I was teasing the other day. I said, you know what, I don't know about you, but I don't have the 2.0 version of the human body. Like, I think there was like only one version ever designed, as far as I'm aware, right? I don't think we have this weird evolution, of like a 2.0 or a 3.0 human body, but we have the same liver that we, that was originally designed. And so, but it wasn't designed to manage the toxins that we have today and the things that we continue to do. So,
this is also why people start to get old age symptoms. People that are our age all of a sudden are coming down with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. They're coming down with rheumatoid arthritis. They're coming down with Epstein-Barr. They're coming down with MS. They're coming down with, these old, what we've Alzheimer's, dementia, you name it, and what we have always called old age diseases. But what it really is that your liver and body are saying, I
Yeah,
give,
I'm done.
can't do it
Give
anymore.
up. Can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
You keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, and, we can get into like EMFs and everything. We'll have to do another live, but
Oh, yeah.
let's talk for a little bit about, because I know, we have different protocols, right? So I never want to, we can be fear mongers, which we don't want to be.
No.
We're never going to talk to you about something or express concern about something unless that we have an opportunity for you to resolve it. And, we help to remediate some of the symptoms that you're experiencing by really getting to the root cause of why these symptoms exist to begin with. So, and it's funny because anytime I say the word detox, people have like PTSD, like they're thinking about some radical detox program they did during a weight loss season of theirs or something like that, right?
I'm sure we could throw out several.
we won't talk about several. So like we're not talking detox in the form of like cleanse or those radical things that yeah, exactly. We're not talking detox in that capacity. But let's talk about, because there's a couple different variations. We have heavy metal detox, right? We have parasites, we have different things, but let's just talk about a general, functional medicine detox that we do. We recommend a quarterly, like 7-day functional medicine detox, but we do recommend an annual 21-day detox, to open the liver pathways and stuff like that. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, we have protocols for just about everything that you to get rid of once we do the lab testing and we figure out what your excesses are. But one of the things that we do love is this functional medicine detox. And we're not fear mongers. It's just the bottom line is you cannot escape it. You cannot escape the toxicity that's around us. It's in our food, it's in the air, so if you want to keep a really healthy system going, then the functional medicine detox is really the way to go, because it's not a colon cleanse. It's not, starving yourself for a week. It's really just giving your body the break and the help, because there are supplements that go along with it that are all just very natural Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine based supplements. And it just really, it breaks down the toxins. It just gets them into your bloodstream so that you can excrete it. And oops, sorry. I'm wrecking my desk.
I got the same thing going on here. Hoping dogs won't start barking.
Yeah. And it's like you said, a 7-day detox every quarter is a great way to go. And a 21-day, I actually have clients that do like a 21-day every quarter.
Larry started his 21-day today, and I'm going to be doing it with a group that we have next month, actually. So I've done a 7-day. I have one of my clients that, and she was trying to release weight, and she had a really amazing experience throughout that 21 days. So,
if you think about it, a lot of excess weight is really just toxins. It's just your body. What happens is if the liver can't function right and it has this toxicity that it doesn't know what to do with, it hides it in fat, because that's the safest place. So really your fat is what it's all holding, all that toxicity. So when you do the detox, it releases the toxins and the fat, because that's where the toxins are stored. So I do find, in fact, I'm going to be doing one soon, because I had to take some antibiotics few weeks ago. So, and that's another thing, it's like, if you have to do something conventional and you want to detox from it, once you're done with it, then the functional medicine detox is perfect.
Right.
Because it's just going to set your body back in balance, and you're going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy. Your skin's going to clear up. You're going to, it's just really an amazing thing. So
the one thing I love about it the most is that it also helps you to absorb nutrients better. So if you are having challenges or don't seem to be getting the most out of, what you're doing as far as supplementation and eating, and you're still, exhausted. There was a period of time, especially when I have an episode in the past with Epstein-Barr, where it was like, I could not even get out of bed. It was like everything just to pull myself out of the trenches. And and no matter how much I was taking, nothing seemed to be working, or nothing
No.
seemed to be benefiting me. And the detox will actually help to increase the absorbency of those nutrients. The body just works better.
It does. It does.
Energy.
It really, it's about energy. And I tell you, I have a client that's a really busy mom, and she was amazed at how much energy she had. So yeah, it's.
But one of the places that I know, and we'll talk a lot, and I know you do it and I do it as well, about safer alternatives, but one place that anybody can check is ewg.org, right? For, just natural products. I've even stopped, and you know what? The dogs came to mind as I just said. I'm like hoping they'll stay at bay here for a moment. But I was actually washing the floors the other day, and I was thinking about that. We lost our last old guy, just due to arthritis and stuff like that. But I know that, so many people worry about their pets and cancer and things like that. And I was watching Louis, and he was just like licking his paws earlier, and like anything that I use on my floors or on my carpets, they're essentially ingesting. And I think sometimes we're thinking about ourselves, but not necessarily, oh my gosh, so I don't even use vinegar or anything. It's just like hot water on the floors now. And I'm very, very conscious of, what I do with them too.
Well, and that goes to that point too, is pesticides, and our pets. We spray and spray for weeds, and then our pets go out and play in the grass and they get the pesticide on there. It's, yeah.
And they're bringing it into the home. And if they're sleeping on the beds or on the couch.
That goes with kids too. We talked about kids earlier, and where, they can be picking up excess toxicity. It's the same thing. If you've got toddlers or babies that are just crawling, they're crawling on your floor, they're on the rugs, they're outside, they're in the parks. So, it just makes sense that where you can, that you focus on, not trying to rebuild Rome in one day.
No.
So, for sure. I have a couple clients that I've actually gone to the grocery store with them, and they'll show me what they would choose, and then I'll show them an alternative. And it's just, you don't know what you don't know. And it can start really simply. It really can.
And it's simple. I do that too. I have clients that are in, Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, and they're taking pictures of products. Yeah. I'm like, yep, that one's good. Thumbs up on that one. But I love getting that, because it just, to me, it just says that, they heard, my recommendation and they're trying to just do that little bit better. If you try to do what is it, 1% better every day, look at the culmination of how that'll add up over the course of the year, right? Yeah. But if you are dealing with anything, like all of the list of symptoms that Sue and I kind of rattled off here, and are curious, please seek one of us out, and we'd be more than happy to, not only take a look at the test for you, but to put you on the right track as far as the, changes that you can make.
Yeah, for sure. And, a really good place to start with the detox, of course, but also just by following an elimination, like a anti-inflammatory food list. I have one, if anybody would like it. It's you just go to itsaboutyourgut.com, and it will just be a little gift, and it's a great place to start. It's a great place to start.
I actually have one too. And one of the things that we didn't even talk about is how so much of these toxins disrupt your hormones too, especially for women.
Dawn, we have a lot of work to do.
we just outlined like 10 weeks worth of time. But on my website, if you go to dawnplotz.com, there'll be a pop-up there, and it'll be a free hormone guide, and it's just like a little PDF, and it just gives you some pointers of different things that you can be doing to better regulate, your environment, and to reduce the amount of toxic load, so your hormones aren't affected as
Well,
significantly.
and just to back that up, because toxicity is such it is so bad for women. It really dysregulates your hormones. And so that might be one that we need to do.
Yeah, all right, we'll plan for that one next week. It's great.
And if y'all want to learn anything, just put it in the comments and we'll
Put it,
do
yep,
it.
put it in the comments if you're curious, have questions, or if there's a topic that you'd love us to address. We
Yeah.
plan on doing these quite frequently for you. So, Sue, I am so grateful for your time spent today. Thank you so
Oh,
very much.
ditto, Dawn. This is so fun.
It is. It is. And we've got so much more to share, but that's going to be our primary focus, is to really add value so that you don't have to go digging for answers. We can be a
Sure.
resource to you.
For
Thank you
sure.
so much. It was fun today. Thanks,
It
Sue.
was
Happy
fun.
Monday, everyone. I can't believe it's
I know,
September.
right? Maybe we need to do this on Mondays.
Yeah, to wake everybody up, get everybody on
Right.
track before the week.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you
Have a
so
good
much,
day.
Sue. Bye, everyone. Have
Bye,
a great
everyone.